after 2 days spent in Caribavia. Your impression and the very first question, why this event is different?
So this is a lot of Bud's doing, getting the regional stakeholders together, which is not something that we've had before in the Caribbean. And Bud has been literally the person championing this for many years, apparently. So much so that I didn't even know this existed until LinkedIn a week ago, right? And I was so amazed that he was able to get so many of our local and regional stakeholders in one place to discuss what we had to discuss.
But used to say that this is event like no other. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. There's not been anything like this before, you know? So,
It's a big family reunion once a year,
yes.
maybe each second year. Um Easy question. What is the topic in aviation you care most about and you're willing to do moving forward something better?
So it's just like what I explained in my presentation. I would love to move aerospace manufacturing, some bits of it, into the Caribbean because there's so much aviation that happens here and there's so much money is made off of it. It's a big pie, and there is the opportunity to come down to the Caribbean. We have a workforce, we have the human capital, we have the infrastructure. It's about time that other people invested in us because I'm very certain they always say there are Caribbean people everywhere, and I'm sure in Boeing and Airbus and whatever, I'm sure there are Caribbean locals working there as well.
Why it's not happening yet?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's lack of visibility. I don't know if we are, as Caribbean people, we're not marketing ourselves properly. So this is another topic I touched on during my presentation. We Caribbean people tend to be very comfortable with what we've got. So we have this beautiful island, beautiful water, and then you're going to say, well, tourism's bringing in, a huge chunk of change. So why am I even going to try to do anything out of the box? But the more that you inform and empower the locals to understand that tourism is not the most sustainable enterprise, and we saw that during COVID, where tourism fell, the numbers fell, and it was a disaster for many economies. So let's bring some manufacturing in for that, one. And two, I would like to give the younger generation other opportunities. Okay, if my parents are in hospitality management, I may want to go do something in aviation, build something, be an engineer. And our local kids should have the opportunity at home to do that.
Do they have to right to dream about aviation? Why I'm asking, because friends, we had one brilliant city mayor who cut all the money to local club and who told that kids should not have right to dream about aviation anymore.
Wow.
That was awful because I still think that it's a wonderful industry that makes people invent so many things and find so many things to become better, more sustainable, or different, or innovating. So, two kids into Caribbean have right to dream about aviation.
Of course. And we see so in Trinidad especially, we have our university puts out a lot of engineers. The engineering faculty of our local university is huge. We pump engineers out all the time. And of course they have a right to dream. And what I say about the younger generation especially, because I have a son who's 7 years old, they're so good at STEM. They're literally, when he was 2, he could go around an iPad and figure it out, and they're so driven. And because technology makes up this massive part of their lives now. I mean, how much time we spend on our phones and the internet and the iPad. It's something that is becoming so second naturally to them, And I've seen a lot of kids right now, like robotics. We've started in Trinidad offering robotics on the curricula, and it's doing so well. We have a national robotics championship now, and all the schools are getting together to participate. My son is 7. He's been in robotics since he was 5. And these are the jobs of tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we have to prepare our kids. We have to.
You're talking about jobs of tomorrow. Do you think that all the authorities, requirements on each island, do they know and do they realize that to get jobs of tomorrow, the work has to be done now or 5 years ago, maybe?
Exactly. And this is why I added to my presentation this week that we need to get training academies in the Caribbean. And that's where we start. And even if it's something as small as putting let's say an engine repair in the university, of course, it starts off very small like that. So Trinidad recently ran a very successful master's in aviation management.
Perfect.
And it was so well attended. It was wonderful. And then it fell by the wayside. I'm not sure why. But we also have to remember that not everybody is a scholar. Not everybody's going to want to go. We have people who are amazing and technical.
Yeah,
and we are just
manual skills.
Correct. And we are not offering those technical types of education.
Last question. Women in aviation.
Oh, yes.
Can we do things different? Should we do things different?
Let me tell you, when I was in flight school, I flew with this crazy Cuban instructor. He was this macho, coming from Vietnam. And he was like, yeah, he'd never flown with a woman before. Never flown with a woman. When we were done, he cried when I got my license. When I got it, but I passed my check ride. He said, woman flies so much better than any man I've ever flown with. Oh my gosh. And of course, Tatiana, I was the first female helicopter pilot in my country. It was very, very difficult. Breaking that glass ceiling in a very, very boys' club was very, very difficult.
Industry still reminds very boys' club.
It's very boys' club.
And I know that we talk a lot and we try to show that females have a lot of things we can contribute to the industry and what can change the industry for the better. But in my opinion, there's a still way to go to make them accept more.
Yes, well, we're seeing the progress at home. Caribbean Airlines, for example, our national carrier, this is the most amount of female pilots that they've ever had in any period of time. When I left flying, I left 4 ladies behind flying helicopters. So it's small steps, but we'll get there. We will get there, and we have to empower the younger ones coming up.
What we should do to promote it more? Because as you told, it's about marketing.
Yes.
And I'm very sorry to hear, and especially in Europe, aviation is the bad industry, the bad one. If we talk numbers, it's so wrong because we are not responsible for all the carbon emission in the world.
Of course.
It's very far from that.
Yes.
But still, we have to do much more than we did before to show how we are improving this world and to market the industry for future generations.
So this is why it takes people like you and me.
The technical issue of the wind. So you were telling that it takes people like us, crazy ones,
correct,
to promote the industry. So let's communicate more, and let's share the ideas even more than we did before.
Definitely, and this is why a conference like this is so important. I've learned so much from this conference already.
Thank you, Commander Bud.
I met you because I've always loved your magazine, your publication. So I finally got to meet you, and I got to meet people like Catherine and Alison as well, who I know will take it and move it forward. And it's something that they really believe in as well.
We will. Because tomorrow we will proceed with Girl in Aviation.
I know, I'm so sorry I'm missing that.
I will send you all the footage and everything.
And I am a member of Women's. Oh, well.
Thank you so much, and see you next
much.
Caribavia.
Definitely, thank you so much.